Well, it was a disappointing week for us. I mean, we were, frustrated to go not get a victory on the road. I mean, I think road wins are gold, and obviously we competed. Played. I thought we played pretty good defense, and just not getting the offensive output that we'd like to have, and not going to talk about guys that we don't have out there playing for us. But just need to perform better on the offensive end and need to execute better. And that's what we're looking to do this week. So excited to see how we can perform better. And you got to get to 70 points to win games. And that's what we're leaning to do this week.
You talk about this week, CBU on Thursday, kind of at a 14-13 record. I think pretty similar type stories.
Yeah.
Well, storylines that you could talk about on Thursday, and then not looking too much ahead on Saturday. Big
We're
matchup.
not.
Nationally televised against Grand Canyon, Homecoming, Purple Out, ESPNU. But let's focus on CBU right now. What can we look forward to on Thursday?
Yeah, I mean, I think two similar teams right now, and obviously we got up double figures the first game, and we're playing really well, and a little different roster for both teams, to be honest with you. And both teams are I think Coach Croy would say this, are scuttling right now, and trying to get a victory. And I think you'll see two desperate teams out there playing, fighting for positioning in the tournament, and you'll see really two wounded animals competing for victory. And both teams have lost their point guard. We've obviously also lost our best low post player as well, and both teams are trying to make adjustments to figure out how to play from there, and see who can do it better. On Thursday night. I mean, CBU has had a great comeback against us. We came down to the last shot. We couldn't get one up on the glass, but they played one of the best teams in our league defensively, and they do a good job on the backboards. Very eerily similar teams, to be honest with you, and looking forward to the matchup.
Coach, you mentioned before, obviously a tough stretch these last couple of weeks for you guys. But
that's an understatement, Buckets.
Being around the guys, though, like everybody seems upbeat, everybody is still engaged, and so like, what does that tell you as a coach? That hey, we're not playing our best basketball, maybe not playing with confidence, but everybody's still upbeat, everybody's still all in this thing right now.
Well, I mean, no one's quit playing, and there's a lot of basketball left to play. Our ship is not sunk. We're still fighting. This team has a record over 500. We've won more games than we've lost. It's been no fun for any of us. How do you get out of it? I mean, obviously, you'd like to say, hey, one win can turn us around. It hasn't gone the way we'd all like it to go, but you have to look forward. Everything's in front of us. It's forward. And you need players to step up. And I've used this a lot this week. Like when your ship is going down, and it has gone down the last couple of weeks, you have to get off of it. You don't want to stay on a ship that's going down. And how do you get off of it? Well, you got to make some shots. You got to get some defensive stops. You got to look around as a teammate and say, man, I have to make a play for somebody else or myself, and encourage each other. And as coaches, we have to encourage them as well. And I think our staff's done a great job of not beating our players up during this time. To your point, like, why are the guys not, we've tried to be extra positive during this time, and because they are young men, try to be even more encouraging during this time. I think the time you can coach your players the hardest is when you win. And the time when they're struggling, they need some pats on the back and signs of encouragement when it's challenging.
I know in our sport, one of the toughest things is getting practice to translate to tournament play or to the golf course.
Yeah.
For you guys, I got to watch you guys a little bit yesterday and watched guys shoot it with confidence and make big shots. How do you, in basketball, as a basketball coach, how do you get that practice to translate into games?
That's a great question. Like yesterday, we clipped a bunch of those stuff out from yesterday, showed to our team on video. Osmosis, right? And you want to carry that over from, hey, here's how we executed in practice. Here's the extra passes. Here's the movements. Here's the aggressiveness that you played with in practice. And that does carry over, hopefully, into the game, that we can do some of the same things that we did from the practice court into a game. And it is confidence. The more you do it, the more you see it. Hopefully, it will carry over into our game on Thursday night.
One of the underlining things that I've been able to see that I don't think a lot of people have talked about, Jaleel Bolbrun's outside shooting. I know that we want to forget about Utah Valley, but I think he had like 3 big three-pointers within that first half, and he's expanded his range from an offensive front. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I mean, Thursday, Jalil and Nana, I think, made 5 between them. Nana had made a 3 in a couple of months, really. And, obviously we want both of them to do both, score inside and out, but Jalil had a good night shooting the ball and trying to, Hunter, you were there, like trying to instill confidence in all of them. And one of my former coaches, when we one year when we were not going as well as we wanted to, he pulled out a magic wand, and I tried similarly to simulate that with a magic wand. Hey, you're going to shoot it well. You're going to shoot it well. You're going to shoot it well. How do you instill confidence in players? It didn't quite get us over the hump in the game, but you got to shoot balls with confidence. It's just like we talked about this on the radio show last night. When you get the yips or whatever it is on the golf course or any analogy in life, you got to see it happen before it happens, and hopefully you can carry that on. He can carry it on, and everybody else can going in. We've had a lot of guys shoot extra balls this week. The fight is still in our team. Obviously, we're not where we want to be sitting here today with 4 games left in the regular season. None of us are happy. We're all really frustrated and disappointed, but we're still fighting, and we all still believe we're going to win the last 4 games in the regular season. It starts Thursday night in Riverside.
Late nights for the Jacks this week. Thursday night in California against California Baptist, and then Saturday night on ESPNU against Grand Canyon. Coach, thanks for the time.
Thanks, Axel.